Are you familiar with the story of the greatest angel? Today we will talk about his bravery, loyalty, and strength. We are talking about Archangel Michael, the strongest angel that God has ever created. You've probably heard stories about him in other videos, or maybe even the Bible. But here's another amazing story about this brave warrior that you may have never heard before. This story shows us how powerful he is, and what kind of challenges he faced when fighting against evil forces. It also reminds us that no matter how scary things get, if we believe in God and follow his laws, then we can overcome any obstacle. So let's dive into this incredible tale and find out more about Archangel Michael, the mightiest angel created by God. Many years ago, there was a great battle between good and evil. The heavenly army, led by Archangel Michael, was up against the demons led by Satan. The stakes were high and the outcome uncertain as both sides prepared for war. On one side stood the heavenly warriors, their armor gleaming brightly and their weapons sharp and ready for action. Among them stood Archangel Michael, a warrior like no other, radiating divine power and unwavering courage. His presence alone was enough to strike fear into the hearts of their enemies. Across the battlefield, the demons assembled, their forms twisted and menacing. At their head was Satan, the embodiment of evil, his eyes burning with hatred and his voice dripping with venom. As the battle commenced, the clash of arms and the roar of battle echoed throughout the heavens. The angels fought valiantly, their movements swift and precise, each strike aimed at vanquishing the demons and restoring balance to the cosmos. Yet the demons were fierce and relentless, their attacks vicious and their numbers seemingly endless. The tide of the battle seemed to shift, threatening to tip in favor of the forces of darkness. Amidst the chaos, Archangel Michael stood firm. His faith in God unwavering, he knew that the fate of the universe hung in the balance. With a mighty roar, he charged into the thick of battle, his sword blazing with celestial fire. Every swing of his blade sent shivers down the spines of the demons, for they knew that they were facing the pinnacle of angelic power. As the battle raged, the angels grew weary, their strength waning against the relentless onslaught of the demons. Hope seemed to dwindle as the darkness threatened to engulf all. But just when it seemed all was lost, Archangel Michael unleashed his ultimate attack. With a surge of divine energy, he raised his sword high above his head and brought it down in a blinding flash. The heavens trembled as the sword struck the ground, sending shockwaves that shattered the ranks of the demons. The very foundations of hell shook as the angelic power surged through the earth. In that moment, the tide of the battle turned. The demons, weakened and demoralized, began to flee, their forms flickering like dying embers in the face of the overwhelming celestial might. With the demons routed, peace returned to the heavens. The angels, exhausted but victorious, celebrated their triumph, praising God for his blessings and thanking Archangel Michael for his unwavering bravery. And so it was that on that day, Archangel Michael, the strongest angel created by God, secured victory for the forces of light against the minions of darkness, reminding all who witnessed his valor that evil would never triumph over good and that faith and courage could move mountains. But our story doesn't end there. Oh no, not by a long shot. There's more to come. You see, after the great battle between the angels and the demons, Archangel Michael continued his fight against evil. He roamed the earth looking for anyone who needed help, especially those who were being persecuted for their beliefs. He wasn't just a warrior, he was also a protector of the innocent and a champion of justice. One day, while walking through a forest, he came across a young man named Tobias. Now, Tobias wasn't just any ordinary young man. You see, he was blind from birth and had never seen the light of day. But what really made him different was that he had a demon living inside of him, whispering bad ideas and making him do naughty things. And as you can imagine, having a demon living inside of you is not an easy thing to deal with. It's like having a little gremlin on your shoulder, constantly trying to drag you down a path of darkness and sin. But Tobias was a good person at heart, and he didn't want to listen to the demon's evil suggestions. He cried out to God for help, and that's when Archangel Michael answered his call. When Michael first met Tobias, he didn't know what to expect. He was curious about the young man's story and wanted to see how he could help him. Michael asked Tobias about his struggles and listened patiently as he poured out his heart, confessing his fears and asking for guidance. Michael saw that Tobias was a brave and determined young man. He wasn't going to let this demon living inside of him win. But Michael also knew that facing the demon wouldn't be easy. It would take a lot of strength, courage, and faith to overcome such a powerful evil force. So Michael decided to stay with Tobias and help him on his journey. They went on a long walk together through the forest, talking about all sorts of things and getting to know each other. Tobias told Michael about his dreams and aspirations, and Michael shared stories about his battles against the forces of darkness. It was during this time that a deep bond formed between them. Tobias looked up to Michael as a role model and was inspired by his bravery and determination. Michael, in turn, developed a fondness for the young man and saw in him a reflection of humanity's best qualities. But their peaceful walk soon came to an end as they approached a clearing. And standing in the middle of the clearing was none other than the demon that had been tormenting Tobias. The demon was tall and menacing, with sharp claws and a sinister grin. Its eyes glowed red, and its voice was like nails on a chalkboard. The demon taunted Michael, challenging him to a fight and promising that he would regret interfering in its affairs. Michael didn't back down. He knew that he had to face the demon and help Tobias break free from its grasp. The battle that followed was fierce and intense. The demon was strong and relentless, attacking Michael with everything it had. But Michael was prepared. He fought back with the full force of his angelic power, sending the demon flying with a single blow. Yet the demon was not easily defeated. It quickly recovered from the attack and continued to fight, growing angrier and more desperate with each passing moment. It lunged at Michael, but he dodged its attack and retaliated with a powerful kick that sent the demon crashing into a tree. The demon screamed in pain and anger as it slid down the tree, its body shaking with rage. But Michael didn't hesitate. He took advantage of the opening and delivered a final blow that sent the demon flying backwards. The demon let out a deafening roar as it hit the ground, its form flickering and fading. With a final burst of energy, it tried to attack Michael one last time, but its attack was weak and ineffective. Michael simply dodged, and the demon vanished into thin air. As the dust settled and the echoes of the battle faded away, Tobias approached Michael with gratitude and admiration. He thanked the Archangel for helping him defeat the demon and set him free from its clutches. In that moment, Tobias realized that he didn't need to fear the darkness anymore. He had faced his fears and emerged victorious, thanks to the guidance and support of Archangel Michael. From that day forward, Tobias lived a life filled with purpose and hope. He became a beacon of light for others, helping those who were struggling and sharing the message of courage and faith. And whenever he encountered darkness or fear, he remembered the lessons he learned from Archangel Michael and drew strength from the memory of their shared victory. And so the story of Archangel Michael, the strongest angel created by God, continues to inspire and guide those who seek his help. Whether we face physical battles or internal struggles, Michael's example reminds us that with faith, courage, and unwavering determination, we can overcome any challenge and emerge victorious. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the epic tales of Archangel Michael. If you enjoyed this adventure and want to continue exploring the world of angels and other mythical creatures, don't forget to subscribe for more updates. Until next time, stay curious and keep believing in the power of good.